Leverage ratios problem 3. A firm has net working capital of 1,770. Long-term debt is 2,800. Total assets are 8,680, and fixed assets are 5,240. A, what is the total debt ratio? And B, what is the equity multiplier? Here of course, we start with the fact that the total debt ratio is debt over assets. Now again, debt is liabilities, total liabilities, and the equity multiplier is assets over equity. We have the total assets here, 8,680, but we need to calculate the total liabilities or debt, and we need to figure out what the current liabilities are in order to do that. So we don't have the value of equity either, but once we figure out the current liabilities, we can get to equity. What we do is we need to just take a look and model the balance sheet as we have here. So current assets, fixed assets, total assets, current liabilities, long-term liabilities is the debt that's spoken of here when we talk about debt to equity ratio or debt to asset ratio. And then we have equity, here we are. So we're going to calculate the current assets as assets minus the fixed assets here. Then we can calculate, because we have the assets and the fixed assets, then we have current liabilities we can calculate given the net working capital, that number we have. And then when we have the current liabilities, we can calculate the total debt ratio. The equity then would be the total assets minus current plus long-term liabilities, the debt that we calculated, and then we can figure out the equity multiplier. So we mapped out those steps. Here they are again, written here. So first figure out current assets, then current liabilities, then we get the total liabilities or debt, then we get the ratio. Solve for E, equity, and then we get equity multiplier. So the current assets then are going to be 30,440. Then the current liabilities will be that minus net working capital, so 1,670. Total debt then, or total liabilities, are the 1,670 plus the 2,800, so that's 4,470. And then we divide that now by the fixed assets, or the total assets rather, of 8,680. And that gives us 0.51 or 51%. Now the equity is going to be the assets minus the total liabilities, which we have is 4,470, so we have 4,210. And now the equity multiplier will be the 8,680 divided by the 4,210, or 2.06. And there we have it. Thank you for your attention, and hope that helped.